Welcome, Nimi. I love to call you Nimi, but your name is Nirmal. Welcome to this interview. And I'm really happy and grateful that we are having this conversation because you're one of my serious students, one of the first student, who is continuing this coaching for such a long time. And you have done always what I told you. And this interview is just, share your experience with audience that how your journey has been so far, what challenges you have gone through so that we can inspire many other people through your story. So Nemi, over to you. First of all, introduce yourself to everybody, what you're doing and from where you are.
Thank you, Sukhbir. That's a nice introduction to myself. I'm from India. My name is Nirmal Kumar. I'm from India. I moved here in 2015, 2005. Uh, I work as a chef. I, I worked as a chef for past 22 years now. So I'm a father of one. That's that's pretty much my introduction about myself. Um, yeah.
Good. So Nirmal, I want you to let our audience, know that when we first meet, what was your life and what dreams and ideas you had on your mind?
That's
And it
something to
goes
go
back to a
on.
year ago.
Yeah. Um, as I said, I've been a chef for past 22 years, and I always had this challenge about starting my own business, losing weight, and being a chef, it was hard to lose weight. And since I couldn't lose weight, I was trying out different programs about how to lose weight, dieting programs. I spent a lot of money during the years to lose weight, and I couldn't get any result. I read a lot of books and um, yes, I couldn't achieve anything. So I came to you through one of the friend circle, and he referred you to me. And since I spoke to you the first time, I had a. It's almost like when you go to a bookshop and you see a book, it just piques your interest, and you just wanted to see what's in it, sort of thing. That's how I we had a phone conversation. I was on my holiday at that time. So I had that phone conversation with you, and I was like really excited to do it. And since my paradigm was really strong, I didn't know whether to go forward or not. I had all these things about whether I would have enough money, enough time, whether I can fit in all those things and all. So somehow, you were calling me and you were giving me this thing to read about it and all the affirmations and everything. So which made me think, okay, maybe I can do it. So since we started, where I was is I was overweight, which would be like pretty much I was close to 100 kilos, and I was wearing double XL t-shirt. I'm not proud of that, but I was there, and my goal was to be somewhere between um, mid 80s, low 80s to mid 80s. That's what my goal was, and to wear a decent large t-shirt. To be presentable, importantly, not just a large t-shirt. So that's where I was. So from there, the journey was. It is almost a year now since we started, and every week we had two classes, which was great. So it usually gives me that boost of when in the start of the week we'll have one, and then in the midweek we'll have one, and then I have time to practice whatever we learn, and then to put it on the action. And couple of challenges, as you asked me, was even though when we started, I was still trying to do with resisting, not eating things like that, and trying to. And then, we attended Bob's seminar together, and you were giving me some pointers of how to change my paradigm to be specific. Yeah, so from there, now I've gone to almost wearing a large t-shirt these days and getting more active. I got a 6-year-old son. When I started, I wouldn't even be able to go out and play with him. I was so tired and lethargic. When I go out with him to play, I would sit down and he would run around and play. Now we both do some real physical activities, even though we cannot go in this time. We play in our backyard. We can run around for at least a couple of hours every day after my work day. So yeah, from there to here, this
Yeah,
is what my transformation is.
absolutely. Now I will ask you some specific question because I believe those specific questions, there are a lot of people out there in the world who want to do something, but they are stuck. So I want you to get back when you was doing your job as a chef, right? And you have that great idea to start your own food culture program that you're very much working on, right now. How you made that transition, what motivate you to make that decision when you get into the coaching? And I told you that, Nirmal, decide what do you really want. And I still remember you told me that you want to launch your own business with the name Food Culture Program because you believe in the importance of right eating. And I believe that too. Our food is very important for us, but there are very few people who truly understand what to eat, what not to eat. But yes, there is a mindset part to that also. So please briefly and let us know what was the turning point when you made the decision that, all right, I am going to start working on my passion? Because I believe more than 90% of the people in the whole world have passion, but they're not making that first move. So what you did and what recommendation you give to anybody who is out there, who is watching it right now and who are not making the move to go towards their passion, what you will tell them to do?
Excellent. In This is in initial conversation we had when I started studying with you. It's one of those initial conversations. You asked me to write a goal, and you asked me what's my passion and everything. So as I told you, I've been struggling with the weight problem for years. When my son was born, and I was let everything go, and I had put on a lot of weight. And what motivated me was I'm trying to teach my son a healthy living, and I'm trying to tell him something and not do the same thing. And I found out there is a big gap between what I'm saying and what I'm doing. So then I thought, okay, as a parent, I know I should be a role model for my son. And then I realized not only I had that problem, a lot of other people had the same problem. Then I started thinking about what I can do to help them. Because with the mindset coaching, everything what you do, it gave me an idea of it's not about the food. I had the knowledge how to eat and everything, but I'm not doing it. I asked myself a question why am I not doing it? I know how to do it. I've given ideas to other people how to do this, eat this healthy and everything. And then I realized I'm not doing it because every time when I try to change, without thinking of what I want the result, I was trying to tell myself, okay, if I do this, this will change. So rather than doing a diet, I thought it was a lifestyle change.
Yeah,
So then, sorry, so quick?
absolutely. Yeah, I said,
Yeah,
absolutely. It was a lifestyle change, and it all started with the
yeah,
decision and the desire because you had that desire. And that desire, maybe it was just at the conscious level when we first met, but you build up on that desire, right? So when you made that
yeah.
decision, what was going on in your mind when you made that decision in the beginning
Um,
that, all right, that's what I'm going to do?
it still chills me in my bones. When I think about, I was thinking, okay, I can tell my friends, couple of friends around me, that I'm going to be healthy and do this so I can get. Then I was close to me, people are doing the same thing. And my goal was to help a lot more than just a few friends around me. Then I thought, okay, this is a decision I need to make. I was struggling with making the decision because once when I make the decision, I know I have to go ahead and do it. So which was a big thing for me because if I say I have to do it, then I have to do it. That's part of my discipline thing. Then I took at least I can think of 3 weeks. I was struggling with the thing to commit myself into it. And then I said, okay, I looked at my son and I said, well, in 3 weeks' time, I haven't made any decision. So I have to see if I wanted to be a role model for my son or not. Then that actually put me into a different mindset. Okay, I have to do it. Then that's when I started asking you how can I do we had this affirmation session where you gave me this. So I said to myself, okay, I've got to write it. So for 1 month I wrote at least 25 times in morning and 25 times in the evening,
Yeah.
wrote my goal and the affirmation what I wanted to do to get my mindset ready.
Yeah.
for the journey I was going to take. And then once when the journey was started, it was almost like every step of the way, you were there to help me out. And I was actually looking at my goal, bigger goal, what I wanted to do. And every time when someone spoke to me, it was not more like giving them advice, it was like joining along with me to the journey.
Yeah.
And then I was telling them, like, this is the way I go. And because I wrote all the things in a journal every day, my
Yeah.
struggle, my wins, and everything. As we always talk about weekly wins, I always have a journal to write about, even if it was a small one or a big one. The small one would be not eating a piece of chocolate. Big one would be like, reducing 5 kilos in that month, sort
Absolutely.
of thing. And then little by little in an increment, it started that way. And then now here I am, like, started my business, and I got 4 or 5 clients at the moment
Yeah.
who are actually attending classes along with me. Like, every week we discuss what we wanted to do. And yeah, that's where from just a small idea of I wanted to help other people to people actually asking me what we can do this week. And I'm
Absolutely.
actually teaching classes in a daycare
Hmm.
where there's about 100 kids in the daycare,
Yeah.
where the kinder kids, 24 to 25 kids. We do every day, every week. There's 2 activities for the
Hmm.
kids. That brings me to another subject of where what happened is, like, when I thought us as forming the paradigm is much more stronger, but when it is taught to the kids, it'll be a easier journey for them to
That's
make the
right.
decision. So that's where I started to teach the kids.
Hmm.
So now I have 24 kids who are
Yeah.
learning food culture program, and few adults who are learning this
Wonderful.
program.
And, a year ago, it was just an idea in your mind. It was just a name,
Yeah.
food culture. And now your food culture is serving kids, serving adults, and pretty soon it is going to be all over the world, right? Now, if we talk about in terms of confidence, when you begin and where you are right now, how much more confident you feel right now about your goals and about what you're doing? And where was you a
Well,
year ago?
well, this interview is a classic example of this. Why I say this is maybe 9, 10 months back, like, you asked me to record a video and send it to you, and there was no one in the room. It was just by myself. I couldn't put my camera in front of me and record myself, and that's my confidence level to be the
Yeah.
thing. Like, now there was no one watching me or anything. It was just myself in a room with with nothing else. Like, I could have recorded myself saying anything, but I couldn't record it. And I was like coming up empty every week. Now I was able to teach a group of kids who are sitting there and, like, to capture their attention and keep it for at least 45 minutes in a row. And then teaching 4 or 5 adults at one point of time where they will be asking me questions, and I'm confident enough to stand before them and say, this is what I believe and this is what I'm doing. So from somewhere I couldn't even talk to myself to me answering few people's question is a classic example of how my confidence has built in.
Absolutely. And I can tell everybody who is going to watch this in recording, wherever we will put it out, as far as this thing is concerned, you getting in front of camera, I know it was a very big task for you in the beginning. But today, we have done it just few times. But today, when I'm talking to you, it is never seems to me like that you're not, used to camera. Maybe it is your just few times when you have started doing it from last few months. But now I can see you as a different person altogether because you're confident. It shows in your eyes. It shows in your smile. Everything is right there, bang on the mark, because it has been a constant, consistent journey we have been doing together from 1 year. And as I tell everybody, if you want to change paradigm, it takes effective education over a certain period of time. And over the time, you see big, big dynamic changes happening in you, right? Now, when you are in this stage of your life right now, do you believe and feel that your goals are expanding? They are becoming bigger every single day?
Certainly, Sukhveer, when we started, I wanted to help people. I didn't know how many people I wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about the place I work, like, a few
Mm-hmm.
parents who know me, like, just give them ideas and, like,
Yeah.
try to help them.
Yeah.
From there, like, when I started this thing, I was like trying to say maybe one class,
Mm-hmm.
maybe few kids. I'll try to teach them. And
Yep.
it started with my son. And now I've got like 25 kids who are
Mm-hmm.
learning it every week twice.
Yep.
And now my goal has expanded it to not just one daycare and daycare in all of Australia.
Awesome.
Like, going all worldwide with all the adults, like, whoever is trying to live healthy.
Yep.
So from a particular, like, room to it has gone to all of Australia. And my next vision is to, like, take this program to people who are struggling with a weight problem. Is the thing of, like, expanding my goal from an idea to few people, to few hundred, to few thousand people.
Absolutely. And pretty soon it is going to from one country to two countries to all over the world. I can see you there
Absolutely.
going. Awesome. Wonderful. And I'm really happy and I'm really grateful, Nirmal, that we came to know each other through a mutual friend a year ago. And this journey has begun. And I can tell you, this is just the beginning. There are a lot more great things to be on your way. And I'm really looking forward to our journey to keep on continuing as we are doing. And I'm really thankful for you that we had this conversation. We had this interview. And before we disclose, before we just finish this interview, one last message that you would love to give anybody out there who has a dream and a passion, but they're not acting on it. Just one message. What would that be?
Thank you, Sukhveer. I'm grateful that you made this interview happen as well. Look, I'm going to give you the same thing what you told me before. Like, there's a process in what, like, knowing what you want. Like, sit and relax and, like, let your my imagination wander around to see what you want, make a decision, and, like, then get your feelings in it. And I always remember the day when you said, you know, imagination, feelings to action, action to result. Like, I always have that as a piece of paper written in my pocket, and, like, I always carry it around. So that's the same thing. Like, if you're thinking about an idea, sit and relax and think about that idea at least 10 minutes a day. Like, that has helped me because it has given me a feeling like, you always give me that serenity thing.
Yeah.
And we always meditate to it. Like, once when I meditated, I'm in that place. At least in my imagination, I'm already in that place. Once when I'm in that place, I bring back that feeling of how it is to be there. And then once when I bring back, then I started thinking about how to get there. So I start to write ideas about how to get there. And obviously, like, there's going to be negative ideas coming to you. You just have to not write it and write only the ideas which can take you there. And then put it in action. It's simple steps, but it is very powerful.
Indeed.
It gives you all the results you need.
It is. It is. It's like that's the foundation where everything begins, right? All
Yes,
right.
yes, it is.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nimi,
Thank
for
you,
recording
Sukhpreet.
this interview with me. And I believe this is going to touch millions of lives all over the world. And I'm really looking forward to see further great results that you are going to bring from this point onwards. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sukhpreet. I'm really grateful.